Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How you doing? I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here. Today, we are going to talk about my channel goals, I guess. Reading goals. I have it in 3 separate categories on here. I'm going to talk about all my reading goals, all my writing goals, and then all my channel goals. The reading goals is the largest because this is more of a book channel, but I do have my reading goals, and then I do have channel goals, which that will be the last one because who knows if you guys want to watch the channel part, but these are just things I want to talk about. And I actually sat back and I was like, what do I really want for this channel in the future? So I decided last year I only talked about like reading goals of just finishing the Stormlight, Wheel of Time, and then the Aragon series, and I only did one of the 3 of those, so didn't succeed at that too well. If you don't like certain books, you don't like it. So like I said, these are going to be my reading goals first, and then we're going to go into writing, and then we will do the actual channel. So let's go. This one's pretty simple. I did it this year, so I'm going to try and do it again this year, and that is read 150 books in 2025. I think the reason why I'm putting it higher than usual, like I usually read about 60 to 80 books, but because I'm reading manga as well, I am upping it to about 150, just like I did last year, because one manga volume counts as one book read. And if you read, I don't know, like 50 of those, that's 50 books you've read already. So that's why I decided, I'm like, we're gonna put this on there just to make it 150. So, and that's the other thing, don't sit there and be like, oh my gosh, he reads so many books. You gotta remember, I do read manga, and manga makes your most books you read in a year a lot higher than you think they would, especially like Vagabond. There's 37 volumes of them, so by time March rolls around, I'm gonna have like 50 books read just because of Vagabond alone. So this is another one that it's a pretty popular manga series on booktube, and that is One Piece. I'm gonna read the next 2 One Piece manga arcs. I'm not a big fan of One Piece. I read the first 2 and I thought they were kind of mid, and I don't like the pacing of these books, but I decided to read the next 2, and if I don't like them, then I'll be like, clean slate, we'll go from there. I have no idea what other manga I plan on reading this year, because it's like, if I like the next 2 One Piece arcs, I'm going to read the rest of One Piece this year, and if I don't like them, then clearly I'm not going to continue. And right now, I'm not really feeling it, so who knows if I will continue on this One Piece journey. I don't really see it happening, but we will see. One thing I did decide to do, so in my December TBR I talked about it, but I decided to come back and start reading Stephen King again. It's been a long time since I read Stephen King. I kind of took like a hiatus of Stephen King, because when I first got into reading, that's all I did was reading Stephen King. Honestly, I haven't even read all of his books. I only read like 25 of them. So I decided I'm going to read all of his books in order, starting with Night Shift. So we're going from Night Shift. Next, I think it was going to be The Stand, which is a behemoth. And that's a fun way to get into starting Stephen King again. I read The Stand years ago and I loved it, so I'm pretty excited to get into that. Spoiler for my spring TBR, but yes, I'm going to get back into Stephen King. Now, with this, it doesn't mean I'm going to read 1 Stephen King book a month or anything like that. I have no idea how I'm doing this, just because I don't want this channel to be like focused on just Stephen King content or whatever, but I would like to read all of his works, because deep down I've loved Stephen King, but lately I'm not that much of a fan of his works anymore, just because it's like, you mature as a reader, so I kind of just was tired of his stuff, and I burnt myself out by reading all of his books in the past. So now it's like, all right, let's bring it back and try and get better. This author is someone who I wanted to read after I read 1 book. I bought, I think, like 5 or 6 of his books, and I'm going to try and read all those, and I have it read 5 Clive Barker books. I'm starting with Weave World in January, and if I like Weave World, clearly I'm going to read 4 other ones. I kind of went all in and bought, I think, 5 or 6 books from him already, so it's like, we're going to try and read all of them. I like Clive Barker's writing. I kind of like his like mind of how he writes body horror in Hellbound Heart, so I'm hoping he brings that into Weave World as well. Weave World, I'm pretty sure, is like his most popular book besides Hellbound Heart, but Hellbound Heart is just a novella, so, but I was told Weave World's like his most popular novel, so I'm actually pretty excited to see where it goes, honestly. Both of these, I'm going to just talk about them both real quick. It's read more classics and read more romance. Just in general, I want to, as you can tell, these books I'm telling you guys what I want to read more of this year is just a broader genre. I enjoyed reading romance, and I feel like I'm trying to not read romance in just February. I want to read it throughout the year. I noticed though, towards the end of the year, I was like, man, I'm reading a lot of the same stuff, a lot of darker stuff, and like, maybe I should read more romance throughout the year, just because I think it'd be more fun and enjoyable. And honestly, I'm starting off, I'm going to read, I have like a couple Emily Henry books I have already set up to read, so I'm excited to read those. After that, I'm just gonna keep reading other romance novels and go from there. Same thing with classics. I've read a couple of classics in 2024 and I really liked them, so I want to read more classics in the new year. I think I'm gonna try and read 5 classics and 5 romance novels and go from there. Like I said, I want to have some more Emily Henry books under my belt of reading her work, and because I have a video I want to do of Emily Henry. So after that, I have a couple other authors, romance authors, I want to check out too, like Lynn Painter. I had 2 of her books I really liked, so I want to read a couple more of her books as well. So we'll see what happens. Classics, I have no idea. I have a lot of classics I want to read, but we're just gonna see what happens. I'm kind of gonna wing it for classics and look up just classic novels to read and check them out. This is a fantasy series because last year I said I want to read more female fantasy authors, and I'm not talking about romantasy. I have ACOTAR I'm reading, so we got that covered, but I want to read Sympathy of the Ages, the 9-book series. I'm starting it in January. I'm going to do 1 book a month if I like it. And if I don't like it, then, well, at least I can say I tried. But I want to read more fantasy female authors that are from like the 80s and 90s. I don't want to read modern ones. I want to read the classic ones just to see how they wrote classic fantasy versus how men write classic fantasies. I think that'd be a lot of fun to see and just see how it goes out from there. And in general, I have one that says just read more genre. That's pretty clear. As you guys can tell, I'm trying to read more genre. I just want to expand my knowledge of reading, especially as a writer. I want to write different genres in general, so I want to read different genres just to see what happens. Like even this year, I mean, even in 2024, I realized there's a lot of books that I read that I really like that was never just fantasy, never just horror, just good stuff that I never thought I would actually read, and then I am reading it now. So it just was mind blown by how much I enjoyed a lot of these books. That's what I'm hoping in 2025. I have way more books that I cannot wait to read. Now these 2 are kind of self-explanatory. One is Finished Vagabond, which I'm almost finished now, and the other one is finished the Doppelganger series, which is the first book is The Flower in the Attic. I love that book, and I didn't know it was a 5-book series, so I decided we're gonna try and finish the rest of them this year. And who knows how dark and decrepit it gets. I have no idea. I think I'm gonna read 1 every other month. Like, as you can tell, I have some series on here, so I'm gonna try and read 1 of these every other month and just go from there. I have no idea how I'm doing all this. It's more of just like how I feel. So we're gonna go from there. I might try and breeze through a lot of these like 5 books or whatever that I want to read in the first half of the year and then go from there. I have no idea. I'm gonna try and keep it fun, keep it spicy. Why not? And then last but not least, read more Dean Koontz. I feel like I only read 1 or 2 Dean Koontz books a year, and it kind of sucks because I really like Dean Koontz, so I am going to try and read more of his works. Who knows if that's going to be 2 more books this year, or is that going to be 3, or is it going to be 5, or is it going to be 10? Who knows? But in January, I am starting off with Cold Fire from him, so if I like that a lot, I might just go into March and read another one of his. Maybe every TBR, seasonal TBR, I'll just read 1 of his books. I have no idea, but I'm actually pretty excited to get into those. Those are my reading goals for 2025. I'm very excited to get into all of them and just seeing where this takes me. I'm so excited. Let's get into the writing portion. I do monthly writing wrap-ups where I just explain about all the books I'm writing, all the percentage, where they're at, what draft, and all that. My goal is I wrote 4 books this year. That's really good. I would say I'm very happy with those, but some of them are first drafts, some of them are second drafts. My goal is to try and get every single one of them to be finished in their final draft before my editor gets her hands on it. That is my goal, because in 2025, I'm releasing the rest of my books from my fantasy series, and then after that, I'll release 1 book a year, and we're gonna go from there. I would love to try and do that, but we'll see what happens. But that is my goal, is try and get these books in my editor's hands by December of 2025 and be like, these are all done. I can get them all edited. I can get all the cover art done, so on and so forth. I think what I might do early on is pay artists to do all the arts of what I want for each one of these. So we'll see, just to get it rolling slowly, but we'll see. I'm not in a rush, but it's nice to know that I have a lot of books that I write. I just love doing. My other goal is to try and get books into more people's hands. That's it. And I've said this plenty of times, but on like my Instagram, if people want a free copy of The Battle of Evermore or Newtown, all you have to do is DM me on Instagram. I will send you a digital copy. All I ask for in return is a review on Goodreads or on Amazon, or both. If you do both, that'd be awesome. Or just pass along to someone else that you think might want to read them. That's all I'm asking for. That's all my goal is, to just spread the love of my books, and hopefully people like them. Another one is, I feel like I want to make a video of this, so this might be a future video in January or February. I don't know yet, but this is just learning from my previous writing mistakes. So there's a lot of things that I did with the Battle of Evermore that I have now fixed because I just was sloppy with it. That I thought the Path of the Wolf is going to be fine, but there's still some errors with that book as well that I just now fixed. Same thing with Newtown. There's always something that I can learn. Editing, promotion, anything that I need done and I need to do better at. And in 2025, I am going to try my hardest to fix all these errors so I don't have to deal with them anymore. It sucks when you look at your stuff and you hear when someone messages you, hey, by the way, I saw this. By the way, I saw this. It really, really hurts, but it's the truth and you need to hear it. Anyone who is lying to you, telling you, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with your book, and then you send it out to have strangers read it and they tell you the truth, get rid of those people who are just telling you there's nothing wrong with your book. Get rid of those people, because you need honesty in your writing. I need people to tell me, this is wrong, this is wrong. Why are you doing this? So my biggest learning curve right now is I cut a lot of the people, I cut that fat right off to make sure and sharpen the point of what I need done with my books and the people I trust the most to read them. Doesn't matter who they are. Family, friends, strangers, whoever, that is what you want when it comes to your books. And that's what I am going to try my hardest to do. The cover arts, I'm not worried about that. I have an awesome artist that does horror, does fantasy, does sci-fi, does everything besides like cute little romance stuff, which is fine. I can find other people to do that stuff. Right now, I'm working my hardest to make sure this is something I can do for the rest of my life because I love writing. I love writing. I love expressing myself through my words, which is something I never thought I would ever want to do growing up. So I'm taking priority of trying to make this something out of nothing. The last thing I want to do, I want to start recording my audiobooks. I was going to pay someone to, narrate my books, but it's so expensive. And this is something I want to talk about in another video. So I'm going to just be brief about it. In the spring, my girlfriend and I are moving in together, so I will have like my own little office, which is awesome. I'm going to build a little sound room so I can start doing my audiobooks. I plan on doing my audiobooks. I will be looking for that in the future, but I am going to start doing that probably in the spring. So hopefully by fall, the Battle of Evermore will be done, and we'll just go from there. My goal is to put them all on everything, so it'll be free on YouTube regardless, and then I want to put them on Spotify, I guess iTunes, and Audible. I want to put them on everything that I can to make sure if you guys want to do audiobooks, it's right there. So, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing all of them, but who knows? I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I have a lot of people that tell me they think I would do pretty good at it, so I figured I'll try it, and if the first book doesn't do well and people are not happy with how I sound, then I won't do it anymore. But we'll see what happens. So those are my writing goals. I think my writing goals, as you can tell, there's only like 4 of them, but they're high priority, I should say. Everything on here is a priority, so it's fun, and I like setting goals for myself and trying to achieve these goals. And I mean, some people think it's weird to have like goals for like reading. Who cares? It's your life, it's your books, your reading, your writing, whatever you want to do, make goals. That's how you get better. That's how I'm trying to get better. So this is the channel goals. Now, if you guys don't care about this, then thank you for watching the first parts. But if you guys care about this, that'd be awesome too. The channel goals are interesting. I didn't even know I was gonna write channel goals. And then all of a sudden I just started thinking of things I want to do better on the channel. And the first one is I want to try and do one channel collab with another booktuber every month, starting in January, and we're gonna try and do this all the way to December. I want to try and do one book collab every month. I might do a poll to see who I should collab with and have you guys comment down below and go from there. I don't know exactly who I want for every single month. I have a couple ideas of a couple booktubers who I like a lot that would love to just sit down and talk. And that's the thing, I don't know what I'm gonna collab with them about or anything. I might get some of them who are like fans of like the Wheel of Time, and we are just going to discuss the Wheel of Time together, because that'll be fun, because I'm not the biggest fan of the Wheel of Time. So it'd be really fun for us to talk, and I don't know who it's going to be yet, but maybe I can figure that out. Same thing with talking about like horror or romance or sci-fi. Who knows? I have no idea exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I do have some channels I am going to ask probably in the following week to see who I can collab with. So that'd be really fun to try it out. Another one of these, I don't know. This is just something I threw up there because I have no idea if it's gonna work. I did a poll and it's 50-50, so I'm like oh gosh, is start merch. Now when I'm saying start merch, I would like to do one in the fall. I have a really cool idea for a book club merch crew neck and sweater and shirt idea, and maybe pins. I kind of want to try it, but I just don't know if anyone's interested. That's why I did a poll, and it's 50-50. So I'm like, I don't know. I have like a cool art design and everything of how I want to do it, so I might just wait and work on it in the back, and if everything works out, then maybe I'll just do it. So I have no idea yet. I would just like to do it. I think it'd be fun. So, and I'm a big fan of crew necks and hoodies, so who knows. The next one's pretty simple. I think it's just called get 2,000 subscribers. My goal is to get 2,000 subscribers. This year was getting to 1K subscribers in 2024. I unfortunately did not make that goal, but I want to hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm really close to 1,000. Well, I believe I will get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. It'll be so cool. It's just tough. I will say that's the hardest part about doing like booktube is I feel like it's just such a niche part of YouTube that's really, really hard to actually gain subscribers. But once you start rolling, you start seeing good results. It's really fun. I enjoy doing this, and I'm not trying to like pressure myself, be like, I have to hit this. But it's like, if I hit this, that'd be awesome. That's kind of like how my idea is with this all. Do different things on my book channel. So I've been slowly doing that already. I'm doing like my Friday videos or stuff that I just want to talk about. I want to do video discussions about genres and so on and so forth. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to do on Fridays. Mondays are always book reviews, so that will never change, but Fridays are going to be whatever. Who knows? I have a lot of topics that I want to talk about that is going to be really fun, and I don't know how well they're going to do on YouTube, or they might do really well. I have no idea yet, but we will see, and I'm just really excited to see where it goes. One of my biggest ones I want to do is every time I finish a series or read, like let's say I read 5 Emily Henry books, I want to do a video talking about all 5 of those books in the video and talk about like her as an author. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do kind of stuff like that. I just want to expand the channel to more than what it is right now. That's why I do manga. That's why I do romance. That's why I do horror. That's why I do sci-fi. I do everything on here because that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to be in that little corner of just fantasy and horror. I do not want to be in that spot. I don't have a problem with either of those guys. I do like those. To me as a reader, that's not what I'm ever going to strictly read. Never will. So I want to do fun things on my Friday videos. Another one I put down is more vlogs. So I don't do a lot of vlogs, but in the new year, I would like to do more vlogs where maybe it's not reading vlogs. I'm not the biggest fan of reading vlogs, but I would like to do more writing vlogs because I've been doing a little bit of those, like doing author routines, which is pretty fun actually. And I like to do book shopping vlogs. So in the new year, I'd like to do a little more book shopping vlogs, and then I would like to keep doing the writing vlogs. Maybe I will do reading vlogs too. As long as people like them, I'll continue doing them, and we will see. And I thought about doing kind of like a vlog style when I'm talking about like books. I see a lot of people go for like walks and they're talking about books. So I might try and change the environment of going out to the woods and talk about books out in the woods when it's really nice out or something. I have no idea yet. I want to do more vlogger styles on my Friday videos. Is it going to be every month? No. Is it going to be every other month? I have no idea. But it'll be something fun to try. This one I think is pretty simple, but this one is I want to upgrade the camera. I use my phone for this. My video quality is never like 4K or HD, like what it should be. I want to update to get a brand new camera in order to do that in the future. I don't know when. It's just a goal to do it in 2025. So maybe I'll do it when I move in with my girlfriend, or maybe I'll do it in the fall. I don't know yet, but it's definitely there knowing I want to upgrade it. I like using my phone right now because like I said in my dark side of booktube video, it's cheap. It's literally free because it's like you pay for your phone to do everything else. So it's just one of those things, but yeah, I'd like to upgrade and get a new camera eventually. The last one is, this is just a goal of mine. I'm very 50-50 with thumbnails, and I don't know how to do the greatest thumbnails all the time. When I do a big video that I know it's a big video and I don't get a lot of views for it because I think it's because of the thumbnail, I want to pay to get one professional thumbnail once a month. And I went on Fiverr and they're pretty cheap. They're like 30 bucks for one, which is not bad. I actually expected them to be way worse, but I was like, all right, that's doable. So I figured once a month I can do just one thumbnail picture. I would like to get one professional thumbnail every month to help with views, subscribers, clicks, everything like that. Just because I don't think I do the greatest for thumbnails for everything. I think my thumbnails are a lot better than they once were, but thumbnails are very important. And that's just a goal of mine for the channels. If I do one big video a month, which is like the goal too, is maybe I should pay to get that thumbnail so it'll feel worth it in the end, I guess is the best way to explain it. If you guys made it to this very long video, I do appreciate it. I just want to say those are all my goals for the new year on this channel alone, and honestly I'm very excited to see where this goes. If you guys like any of these goals, let me know down below. What do you guys think about any of these goals? Are there any goals on here that you guys are like, man, I hope you reach it? Or do you guys hope I reach all of them? That would be awesome too. And of course, make sure you guys stay safe, stay humble, and tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay weird.